stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Leanna, this is Rob. We run a channel about our family. I make videos about our family every week, about how we returned from New Zealand, how we're starting a homestead, and how we homeschool our kids.
Should have closed the door.
Hold on. Okay.
Oh.
And we basically, I make videos about whatever's in front of me and whatever I feel like that moment.
Or what happens.
Yeah.
Last
week I put up a video about the contest we're running for back to school. If you're interested in that, please go watch it. I will leave a card or a link or something, and y'all can go see that. I forgot to add in the video, it is US only this time. I may do an international giveaway sometime in the future, but right now we're doing it on US only. Thank you. If you're new here, you're probably new here because, well, we're small. But yeah, if you're interested, check out that giveaway. And if you clicked on this video, you are here because you want to know what happened with our fridge.
Still.
And
didn't we do a video with the fridge?
We did. If you do not know anything about this story, please go watch part 1 of the story.
I can't believe there's a part 2.
Yeah. But this is part 2. And where we left off in the last one is I had a fridge in my basement and a fridge upstairs, and I couldn't use either one of them. So I'm gonna let you know what happened from there. So basically last week, we were supposed to have an installation scheduled. And the lady called the day of and she said, is it just a haul away or do you have an installation? And I said, we have an installation. They delivered it to our basement. And I said, are you guys on your way? And then I heard click and the phone hung up. And then I realized the lady I was talking to was the lady from part 1. Oh my God, like what the hell, man? And then, so we waited until 4:30, which was the end of our time window. And I called the warehouse and nobody answered. I actually feel like they wrote down my number and were like, don't answer this phone call. And
we don't have evidence of that.
We don't have evidence. There's no evidence of that. That's just suspicion based on the fact that it kept going to voicemail it would just hang up. Like it would answer and then hang up.
Go on.
Anyways, so I tried to call the warehouse, nobody answered. And then I called Home Depot where we bought the fridge and I said, can you please help me? They sent me to the manager. The manager said he's gonna do some investigation and he'd call me back. And so I left my number with him and we were both really mad because at this point, this has been like the 6th time they were supposed to come out and the 4th no-show.
Yeah.
So we're talking about it. We were like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So
you talked to the manager a second time.
Yes, the manager called back and they said our driveway was unsafe to drive up and that they had called and told me that. I said, and I explained.
Given they already delivered a refrigerator, they just need to come up with an empty truck.
Yes.
But that's neither here nor there.
And I said to the guy what had happened with the phone call, that they had called and asked if I had just a haul away. And then I had realized mid-conversation, after the conversation, this was probably the person who came last time who I had to beg to come up my driveway. Well, the guy was like, yeah, there's a note saying they called you and told you your driveway was unsafe. I said, that never happened. He goes, interesting. And then I told him what did happen, and he goes, well, I'm going to escalate this to the manager higher. So
yeah, the transportation manager or something like that.
Regional man. It's some kind of like higher than the manager for the actual warehouse. And so we're like, okay. So we're talking. We're like, what do we do in the meantime? How do we get our fridge into our house? So
I wasn't talking anymore.
We were mad. And so I felt just useless. So I went and started pulling apart the old fridge because I was mad. I was like, how do I...
You skipped the whole part where I looked up the CEO's information.
I think you were doing that while I was pulling it apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she went, I'm going to pull this apart, and I went, okay, I'm going to send an email to the CEO. So I found the CEO of Home Depot's information.
Yeah.
Because we were just like, what do we do with this?
Yeah.
And I just said, look, this is what, I gave a brief description. I didn't give all the details. I just said, this is what's been going on. It's been going on for about 6 weeks. We've had several failed delivery attempts. I said, I now have a bill for a fridge I can't use.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I said, look,
you left
anything you can do to help.
He left
our
order
I gave
number.
the order number, the store number, everything I could.
Yeah. And so while he was sending off that email, I was taking the doors off the fridge because I was going to figure out how to push it out the front door. And at that point, that's what I decided. I was going to at least get the fridge out of our way. And after taking off the doors and finding out how the fridge comes all the way apart...
Because it's a similar model to the one we bought.
Yeah, we decided, well, we could always just take the fridge up piecemeal.
Yeah,
so,
we could try that.
Yeah.
So that's what we started to do.
Yeah, so we went downstairs and I started taking the doors off the new fridge and he was carrying all the pieces up the stairs. And then we were like, well, how do we get the main part of the fridge in the main part of the house? We're like, it's not going to go up the stairs because it's too big. And it was
I measured it. It wouldn't go in the front door.
And it wasn't working on our dolly as far as going on the dolly. And the dolly going up the hill was not going to work. So we looked up, because we had forgotten, we looked up how to get a fridge up a hill, and he found
some straps.
Some straps that you put over your shoulders.
It's got 2 harnesses and a strap in between it.
And it goes underneath the appliance. Well, after seeing it on Lowe's website, I went, oh yeah, that's how the guy said they got the original fridge up here. And he was like, do you want to go get it? And I was like, not tonight. And because I was mad, it was like 7:30. And so I started to make dinner, and he was like, let's go to Lowe's.
Yeah, because dinner wasn't working out or something, and she was just like, what am I going to do? And I'm just like, you know what? We'll go to Lowe's, we'll pick up some pizza while we're out.
Yeah, so that's what we did. So we picked up the straps. Well, by the time we got back, it was like 8 o'clock, and it was too late to go up the hill.
Yeah, it was getting dark.
So we decided we'll do it first thing in the morning with fresh eyes and fresh bodies.
So we got the old fridge and its pieces and everything outside.
Yes, and we pushed
and
it out of the way.
the new fridge, everything but the main body upstairs.
Right. And so that morning, we both did some warm up and stretched.
And warm up.
We put these giant harnesses on that crisscross in the back, and then they come down in front, and then we slid the other strap underneath the fridge, and then we squatted down so we could tighten the strap on both of our harnesses, and then we stood up, and that's how we lifted the fridge. We had RJ and Lucy open the basement door, because we have a double door. And the gate. And they were in charge of opening the door and the gate, and Lucy ran back to shut the door after we got through the door, and RJ was in charge of opening the gate and making sure the way was clear and telling if anything was in the way. And we literally walked side by side, him here and me here.
We sidestepped up.
Yeah, we went like we were facing each other and the fridge in between, and we walked like this.
Up the hill.
Up the hill.
Step.
Yeah.
Step. Yeah.
And he ended up tripping.
The dog had chewed like one of his bowls or whatever.
Yes.
It was in the grass behind me.
He ended up tripping on that, and
this was after we were up the hill though.
Yeah. And luckily, and so he didn't get hurt. And then when we turned,
Lost my footing though.
Our deck does not have a proper step onto it. It's like a 4x4 there.
6x6.
6x6.
But yeah, it's not a real step. It's just a board placed there that they did. That's what they did.
That's what they did. We meant to fix it, but we hadn't done it yet. And I went to step up on it, and it flipped, and I had to step down. And then I went to do it a second time, and that time I just jumped onto the patio so I wouldn't have to go back down. And that hurt. But luckily,
big old step.
At that point, we were able to place it down and wheel it around the patio into the front door.
Yeah, once we got it on a deck, we could wheel it all the way over.
And then we put the straps back on to lift it into the house.
Lift it into the house.
But then we were able to wheel it into place. And then he installed it.
So while I installed the water and stuff, but
I put the doors back on
together
and put the drawers back on.
I got a phone call.
Yeah.
from a nice lady at Home Depot's.
This is insane.
It was like executive service center or something like that. And she was like, "Yeah, we got your email, and I sent you a response," which
we didn't know who it was. We were
I
like,
had no idea. I figured it was from the manager,
us?
and I'm like, "Wait a minute, the manager has her number."
Yeah, it was on his phone, so we were really confused. We were like, "What is happening?"
I was like, "Okay." So she went through the entire record, and she goes, "It doesn't make any sense." And I just smile. And I'm like, "Okay, what doesn't make sense?" She goes, "Well, it says it was supposed to be delivered on July 14th, but on July 12th it got rescheduled to the 15th, and then on July 23rd it says that was the original." On the note for that one, it says that was the original delivery date, and they couldn't deliver that day. No. She goes, "But the other two, what?" And she just went through everything and was just like, "This doesn't make any sense." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And she's like, "So do you have your fridge?" I said, it was in our basement.
We moved
I said, "But we literally just finished moving it ourselves up. Do you need us to come install it?" I said, "My wife is currently finishing the install right now."
Yep.
And she laughed and she's like, "Wow, this is
I want to
this is
mention
bad."
too, this is a 450-pound fridge that we moved.
When it's fully, when it's fully loaded,
together,
yeah.
it's 450 pounds.
Or at least that's what they told us.
Yes.
I didn't
And
weigh
the
it.
door, taking the doors off, it's probably only 100 pounds. So we took 300 pounds up our hill. And our hill is not no little tiny hill. It's pretty steep.
It's basically an entire floor, because the basement in the front is actually open at the ground level.
Yes.
And the other one is almost at the ground level. The deck is about this high off the ground. So it's an entire floor in the size of maybe, 20 feet? Mm-hmm. So it's a good angle.
Yeah.
And this is grass. It wasn't muddy or anything.
No.
So it wasn't a footing problem. It was just, you got to step at the right time so that the fridge doesn't.
And you definitely have to be strong enough to carry it on your shoulders, because it was not.
But yeah, we went through everything. She's like, "I'm so sorry."
She explained that they're trying to change their delivery system.
Yeah, they currently have GE delivering, and
Yes.
they've been nothing but trouble.
Yeah, they contracted through GE, and GE's been giving them problems in the area. And so it's Home Depot's warehouse, but it's a contracting delivery.
Yeah, which limits what they can do. They
Yes.
can't be like, "You're going to do this because you work for me." They can just be like, "This is what's in the contract."
Yes.
They might have penalties in the contract, SLAs, whatever it is.
So she told us she was going to figure out to get a haul away for us, and that she would help us out and get it done for us, but to give her a couple of days. And that was...
And she actually checked in every day. She's very nice, very helpful, as much as she can be.
Yep. And it took the whole week, and she called us, what's today? Thursday? Today is Thursday when we're filming this, but she called us on Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. And she said, "I finally got you a haul away date. It'll be tomorrow." Or sorry, Thursday. No, she called us on Wednesday because they were supposed to haul it away today.
Yeah.
She said, "It'll be tomorrow. I don't have a time yet, but they should call you at any time." And then she proceeded to explain how she had been on the phone and her assistant had been on the phone with the warehouse while they argued with us argued with them and said it was an unsafe delivery, and that
there's no way we can get up the driveway.
There's no way anyone's ever been up the driveway, even though they had, just for this appliance, they had been up twice, and we've had several other appliances delivered
That's how
for
it got
them.
in the basement.
Yeah. They just were adamant that no one had ever been up the driveway, even though there's proof otherwise. And so she argued with them and got the delivery date, or the haul away date, today. And then I got a phone call at 8 o'clock this morning saying, "Is your fridge at the bottom of the driveway?" And I said, "No, it's too big for me to put in my car to take to the bottom of my driveway. Y'all are supposed to come up here to get it." And
before that, she actually asked me what it would take. Would I be able to get somebody to come pick it up? I said, "Well, the challenge is getting it to the bottom of the driveway." I said, "It won't fit in my car, so I don't know how I'd get it down there." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I get that." So she knew
right
that we're not dropping it off at the bottom. Like that happened before this happened.
Right. So the guy who was supposed to haul it away today said to me, "I have been told under no circumstances am I to go up the driveway, and that my boss almost drove off the road trying to go into your driveway." I was like, "Your boss has never been to my house." He was like, "Well, last week when they tried to come." I said, "No, they didn't come because there was no car. You can hear the cars coming up the road, and there was no truck on our driveway." I was like, "And two, if someone was stuck on my driveway, I would have known." I was
absolutely.
outside all
Because
day.
if they almost fell off the driveway, they would have had to get fucking towed.
You can't fall off our driveway,
Sorry.
by the way. There's nowhere you can fall off the driveway. He was also so...
I mean, you could drive off the driveway.
Yeah, but you're not going to, like...
But they tried to say it's all muddy, and underneath that section of the driveway where the big hill is slate.
Yeah. They also...
Like, there's substrate underneath the gravel, which has clay in it and stuff, but I mean, a few inches below the gravel is slate that goes up the drive. Like, that's why the driveway is at
They
the
also
angle.
made it sound like it was a road that goes up with a big drop off on the side, and there is literally more part of the hill and land on the other side of our driveway. On this side is more hill, and on this side there's land that goes out this way with trees. So there's no way you're driving off the driveway.
I mean, you could drive into the trees.
Yeah, but you're not driving, like, there's plenty of space. And he said, well, I was told that it's dangerous, it's an unsafe delivery, and if I go up the hill, I could get fired. And I was like, we've literally had other appliances delivered to us. I explained to him the entire situation. I said, I understand you have to do what you have to do for your job, but I'm letting you know it is not dangerous and it is perfectly safe, and we've had several people. He goes, do you have the fridge? I said, yes. He goes, well, how'd they get the fridge up to you if they can't drive up the driveway? And I said, they
That's
did.
the question everyone asks.
And so he was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have my fridge if you couldn't make it up the driveway. And he was like, well, I have to call my boss because I was told that I could get fired if I go up the driveway. I said, I understand what you have to do. Thank you for calling me and letting me know that you're not coming. And I hung up, and then I went and told him, and he emailed her. And so
I told her what happened, and I said, look, additionally, in the last 6 to 8 months, and now that I realize it's August, it's probably a little longer than that, but I said in 6 to 8 months, we have had a dishwasher, a dryer, a clothes washer, a refrigerator, a deep freezer. Am I forgetting anything?
Mm-mm. No, that's everything we've had delivered in the past 6 to 8
And
months.
today we had a battery backup system that weighs like 200 pounds, which came up in a rider truck.
Yeah, we've had a generator delivered here. We've had lots of
Oh, and
large...
we had construction equipment delivered in like an 18-wheeler.
Yes.
I'm
and
like,
that's just the appliances. That's not counting the furniture that's been delivered or
Oh,
household
yeah,
goods
absolutely,
that have been delivered.
absolutely.
That's just from them. That's not counting all the other places we've had. And so at this point, we're going to try to figure out some way
to get it down the hill.
I
told her, I said, because she's like, well, we can reschedule for the 27th. She goes, but they keep telling me it has to be at the bottom of the hill. And I'm like, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. I will find a way, because I have to get it down anyway.
Right.
And I'll have my garbage company. We'll pay them $25.
Our garbage company is actually really nice, and they said it's not a lot to get something like that hauled away. We just have to have it at the bottom. So we may put up an Instagram video of us shoving it down the driveway or something, or pulling it down the driveway. Haven't figured it out yet, but yeah. So that's where we're at. The lady from Home Depot has been very helpful.
Yeah, she's been nothing but nice. And
she was like, I'll get you a refund for the delivery because this is...
Obviously, they didn't... Not delivery, for installation.
Yeah.
And for haul away, and then we didn't get one of the pieces we were supposed to get.
Yeah. She goes, she's willing, she's trying to make it right with us. And we totally understand this is not her fault. But
this is ridiculous.
The delivery company that is coming out of West Virginia is completely just awful. And they've lied, and now they're doubling down.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, oh, we can't get up there. Well, no, we can't do it.
Yeah. So
stop lying. Like, we know you can.
Yeah.
Our stuff is up here.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. And that is the saga of the fridge. We do have the fridge installed, thanks to us. And it is in our house, thanks to us. But,
purely and strictly.
Yes.
Everything works. There were no dents. There was nothing, no scratches.
And I took it apart properly, and I put it back together properly.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that because I have never dealt with a fridge before.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
So,
not like that, anyway.
No. Not taking it completely apart and then putting it all the way back together.
All the doors, the drawers.
Everything.
The shelves.
Ice maker works, fridge works, everything works.
Everything's working, yeah.
So we did good. Big pat on the back to ourselves. But no thanks to this delivery company at all. And I actually kind of feel bad for Home Depot because they're like...
I mean, their hands are tied. They're in a
Yeah.
contract, so
Yeah.
they can only do whatever the contract says.
They're trying to get rid of these people. They told us they're trying.
Yeah, she said something like in the next few months they're supposed to have their own delivery people in this area. Initially, she didn't know, but that's what she said last time.
She said they have to set up a new warehouse, and they have to get all the employees, and they have to get all the drivers.
They gotta get them trained and
all that jazz.
So I'm gonna ask her next time because she wants an update. So I'm
Right.
gonna ask her next time I talk to her and say, hey, is there any way I can find out when this is done? Because I'm not gonna buy another appliance there until this is
it's done.
fixed, because this is ridiculous.
It is. And the sad part is we have deliveries every day, like from different things that we have to get because we do live out in the middle of nowhere.
Like I said,
and
the
no one's
battery
ever
backup
complained.
system was, yeah.
Nobody's ever complained. And in fact, I've been told that our driveway is one of the easier ones by one of the drivers that comes for.
I mean, I wouldn't come up in when it's heavy snow or ice or something.
I wouldn't go up most of the driveways out here in the heavy snow.
But yeah, I mean that's just the nature of driving up a hill on ice.
That's the rural community. That is what it is. But yeah, I have been told by different people it is kind of steep, and I agree that it is kind of steep. In fact, our one of our people that we've had come out recently was like, I didn't even know there was a house up here.
Yeah.
But it's
I like it like that.
It's not the end of the world, and it's not that hard, and we are looking at different solutions in the future, but this is what we
Those
got
are
right now.
expensive. No matter what we choose, those
Yep.
are expensive. So
Yep. But that's it.
trying to figure it out.
That's the entire story. Thank you guys for sticking around for that. But we'll see you guys on the next one. We love you guys. Stay safe out there, and especially with stupid people like we told you about today. Make good choices, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.